read Breaking Barriers, an African-American family in the Methodist story, or her forthcoming History of Africa University, which captures the evolution of hope in the valley, and get a sense of that. Both these literary pieces detail the contributions that palpate in sync with the heart of a woman whose heart beats strong for social justice. As a woman of color scholar, I come to honor Angella Current-Felder because of her role and her presence that has made a difference in the life of the church and the life of the academy. As you know, the Women of Color Scholars Program was designed to increase the number of women of color who teach, lecture, write, and research at the PhD level in all seminaries, especially those associated with the United Methodist Church. Since its inception in 1987, the Women of Color Scholars Program has actively mentored the work of ethnically and racially diverse women pursuing a PhD in religious studies. At GBHEM, you should be proud to know that you have produced almost 30 scholars to date. But as Angie likes to say, as one of her scholars, there's something I know about the contributions of Angella Current-Felder that you may not know. Every time this group meets to mentor its scholars, a mentor can take many forms. It could be encouraging us in the process. It could be admonishing us in the process. It could be advising us to push back on those people in our lives, whether they be family, advisors, or even clergy people who don't understand our priorities, or maybe just simply getting in our assets. When all these things take place, Angella has been present. When this group meets, Angella is there. She's present. She doesn't play the role of the convener in these meetings. She leaves that work to people like Dr. Rosetta Ross, a woman of color scholar graduate, who currently serves the women of Spelman College as an associate professor of religious studies. Angella does not play the role of the I've been there so I can tell you what it's all about advisor or mentor. She leaves that work for people like independent scholar Dr. Rita Brock, Karen Collier of Fisk University, Dr. Daisy Machado of Union Theological Seminary, or Dr. Yoon-Ha Kim of Georgia State University, or she leaves it to some women of color scholar graduates, like Dr. Ann Joe of Garrett Evangelical Theological Seminary, or Dr. Linda Thomas of the Lutheran School of Theology at Chicago. Angella does not play any of these roles, but she's present. She's present, and her presence makes a difference. Angella's presence makes a difference because in her small frame, she embodies and represents every lay person who has sat in the pews, served on the boards, sung in the choir, recuperated in a hospital room, or grieved at a gravesite, who was trusting in the theological grounding of their clergy person, and of the person who taught that clergy person in our seminaries and theology schools. Angella's presence makes a difference because it encourages every woman who's ever understood there to be a call on her life to participate in the life of the church as an ordained clergy person and has been discouraged by the system. Because these very women can be encouraged to know that there's one by the name of Angella who believes that when God poured out God's Spirit, it fell on men and women